This man played the victim so well, but he was the killer all along. Daniel Moore was an ordinary guy who worked as Abig's scub driver. At least that's what he wanted everyone to think. He told the operator he'd just come home from work to find his wife, Emily Moore, brutally murdered. He became the face of grief, attending Emily's candlelight vigil with tears in his eyes. He told the local news, "I just want people to know that she was a wonderful person." Everyone praised him for his charity, raising thousands of dollars in donations. People in the community held signs that read, "We stand with Daniel." He had been cheating on Emily and had taken out a life insurance policy on her. He also Googled how to make a murder look like a robbery gone wrong and searched for how long does it take to bleed out. 6 weeks after the murder, Daniel was taken into custody. In court, his fake grief was torn apart. He tried to play the victim, but the jury saw through it. They heard how he had planned the murder, bought the supplies, and then tried to cover it up. He was convicted and sentenced to life without parole. His alibi began to fall apart. It seemed as if everyone was grieving alongside him, or so he thought. He then said he'd left work early to meet with a client, but his co-workers said he'd never left the building. Finally, a neighbor's doorbell cam captured faint screams coming from the house around the time of the murder. He had wounds on his hands that he claimed were from trying to stop the intruder. But the police found a missing knife from the couple's kitchen block that matched the wound pattern. As for Daniel, he learned that playing the victim doesn't always work. Sometimes the truth has a way of catching up, and the blood spatter analysis showed that the killer had cleaned up, then re-entered the scene. The police and paramedics arrived at the scene to find Daniel standing over his dead wife. Emily was a beloved elementary school teacher, and the news of her murder sent shockwaves through the community. One of her co-workers said that Emily had confided in her that she was thinking about leaving Daniel. As the investigation went on, the police began to suspect that the scene had been staged. They just needed more evidence to prove it. In reality, he was a monster hiding in plain sight, and he would soon become the star of his own tragedy, or so he thought. It all started when Daniel called 911 in hysterics. The media picked up the story and painted Daniel as the tragic husband who lost his wife in a senseless killing. In the days following the murder, Daniel set up a fundraiser in Emily's name to help other victims of domestic abuse. But behind the scenes, red flags were popping up. Some of Emily's friends told the police that they'd recently seen the couple arguing. Then came the forensic slip-up. The police found no signs of forced entry, yet Daniel insisted that the door had been kicked in during the struggle. With this new evidence, the police obtained a warrant to search Daniel's phone. What they found was chilling. At first, he claimed to have been at work during the time of the murder, but surveillance footage showed him near the house. It was enough for the police to make an arrest. The community that once pitied him was outraged. Emily's sister started a domestic abuse awareness fund in her name, this time to help real victims.